So let's have a look at AMD. So today's stock is slightly positive, 156.40. Very nice rally after hitting these lows of 125. Of course, it did have pretty big sell-off in July and August, and this recovery was around 29-30% rally. So at the moment, this area where this stock is sitting and today's slight selling pressure is 200-day moving average and 50-day moving average, and stock is above it for the first time since slipping below it since July 23rd or so. So right here, right now, this is very pivotal point for the stock to remain above to possibly push higher. If it rolls over, it can catch selling. I mean, it can keep selling more. At the moment, this is the daily chart of the AMD where you can see, well, year highs 227, right? Highest print. But the highest close was 212, 213. And then we have a lower high right here at 185. So this is the downtrending, basically downtrend that I'm watching for the stock, ultra short term as a possible resistance area to look for. If you think, if you're somebody who's betting or who thinks that this has a little bit more room to go, I think from 155 all the way to 172, 170, that's the basically possible area to push. But at the same time, wherever it's sitting right now, this is a solid resistance as well. So you can see on a stock where this level of a 155 and 160, you can see how long it has consolidated at these levels, and before making this move up and then right back down. This was the area where it hovered around for 2 months. So if it chops around here, absolutely normal. But next week, they reported earnings just fine. Nothing was wrong with it. Pretty strong as well. But at that time where it was, when they reported earnings, overall market was very volatile. VIX was very, very high, and chip makers were getting hit pretty bad. So, but right here, right now, well, next week we have NVIDIA to report earnings, so it might move overall chip makers again. But if that happens, this is the potential I'm watching for as a resistance area. But before that, yeah, these levels of 170 right here is a resistance. After that, 180 resistance. But as a support, well, it looks like this area of 130, 135-ish area, that's the basically demand zone looking like. If you take a look at the volume, that's where it traded pretty highly. But again, today, this slight decline on a daily candle means there are sellers that are putting a little bit of a pressure maybe right here, but also market could have been a little bit exhausted because 30% rally in a very short period of time, that's a pretty big move for AMD. Another pivotal level I would watch at the moment for this name would be 147.50-ish or so. That level is where this stock closed last year. That's the closing price yearly. So yearly, yes, it is underperforming the market, underperforming a lot of things. So if you take a look at this, basically from this price, wherever it's sitting, that we closed at Tuesday, August 20th, year to date, AMD only up 6%. So if it goes below 147, it will be negative year to date. So that's your performance for the last 8 months. Of course, it has seen higher, lower prices. It was negative, but stock on its own at these, if you just take a look at this chart from its highs, well, just measure from the closing price of 212. Stock is technically in a bear market. Still, from those 212 levels, it is 25% down right at these levels. Of course, we went a lot lower, 40%. But these are the levels I'm watching for this name. Today, there were a lot of option activity for the name. There were a lot of call volume coming in. You can see from the volume alone right here for the calls, 650,000 versus almost 300,000 puts traded. That there were a lot of calls being traded, and it could be basically a lot of institutional call selling and put selling to capture the premium, because we have tomorrow FOMC, and then Friday we have Jerome Powell, Jackson Hole, and then next week Nvidia reports earnings. And also at the moment, I mean, it's still summer. Volume is not crazy. People are on vacation and stuff, but you got to be careful that this can definitely chop. This name doesn't trade super clean, but this move was pretty impressive melt up in a very short period of time. Of course, it was getting oversold, but I would be cautious here. It can definitely stay in this range of 165 to 150 for the rest of the August. But again, this is just purely my opinion, not a financial advice. Thanks for watching. See you in the next update.